Yo! What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Clock Sport. You know what I'm saying? Where we keep it one towel out every day. Every time we drop a content, we keep it one towel out. You know what I'm saying? And this is a segment I saw on. This is a segment as I was watching, and I said, well, let me make a video about this, break it down, and things like that. So I'm gonna let Skip Bayless over here capping for KD. We not out here capping for no one. You know what I'm saying? We keep it one towel. We're not twerking for KD. We're not capping for him. We ain't doing nothing because at the end of the day, we gotta hold these people accountable, man. This is what's the problem with society right now. We don't hold anybody accountable. Accountability is a big thing, and KD must hold him accountable, you know?
The story appears to show a fan's tweet that included a picture of KD with the caption that read, KD accomplishments since he left Steph. That was followed by 3 empty lines and a finishing line of the end. Shannon, do you agree KD needs to validate his Golden State championships by winning another one?
Well, he validated the championship.
Hold up. Yes, KD need to validate that 2 championship he got at Golden State because everybody gonna say, hey, you joined an all-time team. And which excuse me, which they were. Sorry about that. Which they were a all-time team. You know what I'm saying? You got Steph, you got KD. Oh man, this is crazy weather, man. This is crazy Chicago weather. Anyway, yeah, KD need to validate these 2 championships he got at Golden State because they won a championship without you. Before you got that, they won a championship. You know, right now they're in the Western Conference Final. That just proved that, you know, they needed you. I'm not gonna sit here and say they didn't need KD. They did because the way they got beat. Because if they didn't get nobody like KD or upgrade of Harrison Barnes, people forgot Harrison Barnes was terrible in the final, man. He was horrible. He couldn't even hit a shot. That man couldn't even get nothing offensively, and defensively he couldn't guard. He was not. He couldn't guard us all defensively. So it's probably, he was literally out there. But if they didn't make those adjustments, if they had brought back the same team, they probably would not win a championship. For real. They probably would have made it there, but I don't think they would have beat Cleveland because Cleveland had Cleveland went over the head. Cleveland got them on when somebody got you on the head level, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how when they got you in the head, man, you done. Psychologically, they had them, you know, and bring back that same team, Cleveland with LeBron and Kyrie, they would have mollywopped them. Like, I think the next time they faced them, if they didn't go get KD, I think they probably would have last 5 games, honestly, because it would have been too much for them. Because LeBron and Kyrie was too much for them. Too much. If you look at Game 5, that's an example of Game 5 of a 2016 Finals. You will see how LeBron and Kyrie was like. Them niggas were on another level. And on top of that, they lose Bogut, which was the defensive principle in the paint. And when they lose Bogut, the lane was wide open. It was nobody couldn't guard Kyrie. It was nobody could guard LeBron. So, yeah, they had to go get a guy like KD to nullify LeBron scoring. So now KD just have to get a championship on his own. Since you left Golden State, you know what I'm saying? You left Golden State, so you can do it by yourself. Now it's time to go prove it that you can win a championship on your own turf, you know. as the man. But
Skip, but we're going to Golden State. The winning the championships, and I don't believe Golden State. And I've always believed this. Golden State needed Kevin Durant as much as Kevin Durant needed Golden State. I do not believe Golden State wins 2 more titles, gets the 3 more. They might get there, but I don't believe they win 2 more titles without Kevin Durant. And you see, they lost to Toronto because Kevin Durant was injured. I don't believe they beat Kyrie and LeBron again, Skip. That's
with KD, I still don't think they would have beat Toronto, because Toronto had an all-time defensive team that year. It was another level, man. Toronto was so locked in defensively. They had Serge Ibaka. They had 2 or 3 defensive player of the year. They had Kawhi Leonard, who was one of them, and they had Serge Ibaka. They had Marc Gasol, won defensive player of the year, and also they had Laurie, who was a good taking charge and steals and things like that. That team was loaded. Even with the service of KD, I still don't think they would be able to beat that team, because when you lock in defensively, man, and you're not worried about offense, your defense gonna wheel your offense. So meaning, when I said your defense gonna wheel your offense, your snapping gonna cause their offense to collapse, and then you're gonna able to score easy points. And defense win championships. So if you ask me, I believe they would have had lose that championship. I don't think they would have won that championship with against Kawhi. No way, because that team was so top heavy. And on top of that, in the regular season, they blow Golden State out without Kawhi. They went to the Bay Area and they blow them out. So no. The only game I think it was closer was when KD went to Toronto, and him and Kawhi, they have a nice duel, but Kawhi ended up winning that game. So that's just to show you, like, that team was on another level, and offensively and defensively. Defensively, that team was there. So I don't think Golden State were able to beat that team.
Why, they knew it. It's 7 games, and Kyrie was only getting better. And Kyrie had he was on a podcast, I Am Athlete, I think, and he said, if he was mature then as he is now, we might be having a different conversation about the championship that Golden State won. But Skip, I think the thing is, look, the 2 championships in Golden State took a lot of.
If was a 5th, we all be drunk right now. Listen, man. Listen, you make a decision, you gotta hold on to it. I'm not that type of person who will be like, oh, if this happened or that happened. I judge things about what clearly happened. You didn't like to play with LeBron anymore. You say your time was up playing with him. So that's what happened. And yeah, the end.
Pressure off Kevin Durant. Can you imagine the conversation we'd be having right today? If Kevin Durant did not go to Golden State, and here he is in year 15, year 16, and he got 0 championships?
But he did.
As great as he is. Now, hold on, what does everybody say? Skip, it's almost like he didn't even play at OKC. Nobody even talks about OKC. The man spent, 9, 10 years in OKC.
Well, he did win an MVP.
Nobody mentioned, what did they talk about, Skip? Golden State, Finals MVP. Golden State, Finals MVP. Now he's in Brooklyn for 3 years. The first year, he was rehabbing. All I know is in 2 years in Brooklyn, he's won 1 playoff series. Now, here's Steph Curry in the Western Conference Finals.
Piggyback on that OKC. His days in OKC, he was phenomenal. He was putting up big numbers and things like that. They were going to the playoff every year. But don't forget, they also had Serge Ibaka. They had him. They had Westbrook. They had James Harden. James Harden was like a 6th man of the year at that time. So they had a decent team. The thing is, KD was not no leader. And if KD was a leader, listen, you were drafted first. All you had to do is go to management and before he left, the next season was going to be, Westbrook was going to be a free agent. So if he really, really wanted to, he could have went to management and tell management, listen, man, it's either him or me. You know, I thought this was my team. It's either him or me. So meaning it's either Westbrook or me. So management would have packed Westbrook, and then you would have started with Reggie Jackson, and Reggie Jackson would have been about your point guard, because I think they make, to me personally, watching OKC, I like that young team back then. They were more damaged with, they did more damage with Reggie Jackson, because in game, Reggie Jackson will do things, he'll pass the ball, he'll do things like that. Westbrook don't really pass the ball, and he commit a lot of turnovers after turnovers. It always cost them the game. And if you look at regular season, that team should have won way more. Even 2016, they should have won way more game than that, because Westbrook was doing dumb shit at the end of the game. So that's what cost them.
Let me tell you what's going to happen, Skip Bayless. Steph Curry wins another title. I don't see how Kevin Durant can ever be ranked ahead of Steph Curry.
I agree. If Steph win another championship, how could you say Steph is not better than KD? Think about it. Steph got 2 finals MVP. I mean, no, 2 regular season MVP. One of them is unanimous. Then he got the 3-point thing. He's the #1 on the best 3-point shooters of all time. And he got 4 championships. If he did all of that, and he's a top 75 player. If Steph did all of that, man, how are you going to rank him over KD? When KD had to join him to win championships. And thus far, KD 2 years and 3 years in Brooklyn have been a failure. You know, whether you want to put this or that to it, it's still been a failure. You got swept this year. You went to the second round last year. You were up 2-0. I'm not gonna say it's your fault, but this year it was all your fault, bro. I can't. You play like hot garbage. You play like shit. They will punk you. You can't even drive to the basket. Your bag's so deep. Motherfucker keep saying your bag is deep. You got the biggest, deepest bag in the league, but you can't even do anything. So at the end of the day, I'll go by result. Last year was last year. This year is this year. This year, that man got swept. Hey, and now Steph on the verge of going to Western Conference Final. Not only is it a possibility he might win it. If he go to the final, even if Steph go to the final without you, he already proved that he been better than you all along. All along, he already proved he been better than you all along. You had Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? You had Kyrie. You chose Kyrie. So, no excuses.
He has 4. He would have gotten 2 without Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant would have gotten none without him. So I don't know, Skip. And Kevin Durant might say, well, I don't care. Kevin Durant, look, when you're as great as Kevin Durant, you do care. Because Kevin Durant knows what he is. He knows who he is. And he knows what he's capable of doing. But he's going to have to do it, Skip. He's going to have to win a championship outside of Golden State. What? Because, Skip, what happened? LeBron, when you had this.
Agree. Definitely, KD gonna have to win a championship without Steph, because people gonna look at him and say, look, man, if even me, I look at it right now. I say, well, if you take all the 2-3 years that he played with Golden State, you take it out. What's KD? What KD done? Go to the playoff, get beat. Go to the playoff, go to the final, up 1-0, get beat. So he have not done anything else though. Like, beside winning the MVP, beside the 4 times scoring champion. If you take all of that, if you take those years in Golden State, those 3 years, what have he done though? What have he won? He won an MVP. We don't go by personal award. We go by championships. What championship did he win? He had to join Steph to win it. So he have to. He have to win. LeBron knew when he left D-Wade he had to win a championship. He knew that from day one. From day one he knew that. And that's why when he won that championship, he was acting like the way he was acting, because he knew now people can't say shit now. You know, people can say, oh, he needed D-Wade, but at the same time, he went one on his own. So people not gonna say, oh, if it wasn't for D-Wade, he would not have no championship. KD on the verge right now. If he doesn't win a championship in Brooklyn, people gonna say, well, Steph was all your strength. With Steph, you accomplished way more than Kyrie. That's what people are gonna say, and it's the truth though. Whether you slice it this way or that way, it still come out the same thing.
Wade, you got Chris Bosh, so he goes to Cleveland, and he wins. And the one he won in Cleveland meant more than the two that he won in Miami. And then he goes to LA.
I literally just said that.
One championship in Brooklyn or one championship somewhere would mean more than the two that he won in Golden State. Because they look at, you got...
No, because they look at it like this. They were favored to win. Nobody was going to beat that team, to be honest with you. Like, no one was going to beat that team. I mean, you had to... Kyrie and LeBron would have to score 50 or 45 apiece every game. And even that, they still was not going to be good enough because they was going to monetize the role players, and K-Love would have to chip in at least 20 for them to win that series. Because, you know, you got, people forgot, Steph had a great series in 2017. Even though KD was dropping 35 plus points, but Steph was right there with him. Like, Steph was close to 30 in that series. 27, 28, somewhere around that park. And then you had Clay was giving you at least 17 or 18. And Draymond was Draymond. He didn't really score. He would just distribute the ball, played good defense, grab rebound, and things like that. But they didn't need Draymond to score. So yeah, you have to win on your own turf now. There is no excuse, bro. Yeah.
Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And they're back in the Western Conference Finals again. So it lets you know they were pretty good without you, bro. Now you need to show them what type of player you were without them. Skip, he's going to have to do this. He's going to have to do it.
Help me out. How many Finals MVPs does Steph Curry have?
He has none.
How many does Kevin have?
He has two. I believe if he wins this, if they win this year, he'll be the. But
and I believe if I hate doing this, man. I hate to say if somehow, some way, Golden State win this championship, Steph gonna win the final MVP. And when Steph win this final MVP, man, there is nothing you can say. That man gonna have 4 championships, 2 back-to-back MVPs, and 1 final MVP. That's gonna put him up there. And if you're ranking somebody, you're gonna have to take KD out of it, bro, because he's gonna prove that he better. I go by accomplishment. I go by what you done lately, because this is what I know about proceed sports. You gotta do your resume every year. I can't judge you by what you done last year. That was last year. I gotta judge you by what you do this year. So if somehow, I'm gonna say somehow, some way, Golden State win this championship, Steph is gonna be the MVP. Period. Point blank. End of story.
Steph does have 2 regular season MVPs back to back, 1 unanimous.
2-1 for Kevin.
But he will have 4 chips. Now you say you're gonna place more value on chips. 4-2.
Yep, Shannon.
2
Tell it.
MVPs to 1.
I just literally said it.
Back to the finals, not to the. Remember, Skip, he went to the finals and won without KD. He would have gone again and possibly won without KD. I don't know how you put KD in front of him, Skip.
Okay, here's what I know. Here's what I have seen. I believe that Kevin Durant just got taken completely off the hook for his first 9 years in this league because his co-star in Oklahoma City was Wes Brick. And I believe that Wes Brick got so exposed as the starting point guard for his Los Angeles Lakers that people did finally look back at those 9 years and say, you know what, Durant was right. He had to get out of there. I told you, I got it from way inside his camp. Can't win with it. He's the primary decision maker, and I'm never going to win a championship here if I stay with Russ. Love him like a little brother, but I don't love playing with him in the end because I can't win big playoff games with him.
And like I said, this is the problem I have the whole situation. KD, if KD was the leader, they keep announcing him to be. You know you can't win without Russ. You go to management and say, hey, it's either me or this guy. You know what I'm saying? I've been here, willing this team to go to the finals, willing this team to go to the deep run in the playoff. So it's either me or this guy. So what is going to be? So the management would get rid of Russ because they know you're the best player. You know, you left the team. You left your own team and drawing in Golden State. You won 2. Now, you still not the leader of Brooklyn because it's Kyrie team. It's not your team, it's Kyrie team. Whether you want to slash it or not, it's Kyrie team, bro. So KD's not the leader. He's not. Because if he was the leader, he would have went to management and let them remove Russ. No, bro. This man is not no leader. He never been.
Is my primary decision maker.
Right.
I think everybody now says, aha, we got it. So in year 10, he said, I got to go win a ring. What's the fastest route? Well, those guys, not only would they help me, but they're begging for me.
Yes.
They flew completely across the country on July the 4th out to the tip of Long Island.
Yeah.
Got down on their knees. We need you to save us. You keep saying that Draymond fled into the parking lot after losing Game 7 at home, thanks to Steph coming up even smaller.
Don't skip this is like Kevin Durant now. Don't take no shots.
Really small. He came up.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. This man really, whenever he dissing somebody, he don't like Steph. He always trying to bring somebody else to the table that had no need to bring Steph. This is about KD. KD need to win a championship to prove that he's better than Steph. Period. End of story. If that man don't win no championship, he's not better than Steph. He had to join Steph to win championships. Come on, bro.
Mini me small. So Draymond calls Kevin Durant and says, we need you. We're going to cry.
Yeah, FaceTime.
Okay. All right. And the whole contingent flies together. And Steph says, I got a Maserati here, but I'm going in that up. I'll just slide right over into the passenger seat. You take the wheel.
Yeah.
And he took it.
Yeah.
And I was impressed. I wasn't ever sure about Kevin Durant until he just grabbed the wheel and said, I will drive you to a championship.
Right.
2 huge game 3s in LeBron's house, back-to-back.
I wouldn't say he said I will drive you to the championship, but he said I'm gonna do my part and you're gonna win the championship. I think that's what they said. I don't think he said I'm gonna be the primary driver and you're gonna win the championship. If so, why they didn't win last year? If so, why they didn't win this year? So if what you said is the truth, Skip, capping ass Skip Bayless, why he didn't win this year? How come KD's not on the Eastern Conference Final this year? How come he was not in the Eastern Conference Final last year? Come on, bro. Y'all need to stop capping for that man, bro.
Finals, won him back-to-back finals MVPs. And I said, that's guts, man. You stood up to, because the NBA world was waiting for him to fall on his face, especially in that first finals, obviously.
Bro, it was easy. It was literally easy. All KD really had to do is do his part and then they win. Like Giannis said that last year. I could have went somewhere, I do my part, and then we win a championship. But the hardest way is be the man. Like Giannis did it last year. He was the man, and they won the championship because of him. 50 piece, and then in the closeout game, they won. And he won final MVP.
Against LeBron. And he did not. He rose and he shone. And he did it again. And you can say he became a made man. And now I'm not exactly sure if this is Shaq taking a shot. I think he reposted this, but it's not completely clear.
Skip, we know how Shaq feels about Steph Curry. That's his guy. Of all the guys, I think Steph Curry and Giannis might be his two favorite players.
Well, now he and Steph have a commercial, a crypto commercial together.
Right.
Okay, so what do I know that Kevin has achieved since he left Steph, Clay, and Draymond? Well, I do know this.
Losing. That's what he achieved since he left Golden State. Losing. Come on, Skip. Stop capping for that man. Stop twerking for that man. Losing. He lost. He lost last season. He lost this year. He got swept. He got swept this year. With his best player was on that team, Kyrie was there, he got swept. Last year, his foot was on the line. Yeah, I give him that. But at the same time, he still lost. He still lost. People keep talking about, oh, his foot was on the line, yada, yada. Yeah, it's all good and dandy. In the overtime, that man couldn't get a basket. He was tired. I get all of that. But at the end of the day, he lost. He lost.
There was this thing called the Olympics last summer, and he did go to the Olympics. I think you got to count this because he led Team USA to the gold medal. And every game I watched, they would get in trouble because you predicted before, the world has caught up to us. So I'm watching every game on the edge of my seat, in Australia in the semifinal, France in the gold game. Kevin Durant would just take the game over late. They would just look to him like, you got this? Yeah, I got this. Then Damian went to the free throw line. Damian Lillard missed 2 free throws. And Kevin said, I got this. Just throw it inbounds to me. I'll get fouled. I'll go down there and swish 2 free throws. And they barely held off France for the gold medal.
Right.
I give Kevin high marks for that.
Yeah.
That's an achievement that I think goes on his record.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't give people credit for winning a gold medal. I mean, we do give people credit for gold medal, but championships and USA, that's what NBA is what's more important. If KD didn't hoop in the NBA, he didn't hoop at all he do was Olympic basketball, we'll be like, okay, yeah, we got to give that man credit. KD hoop in National Basketball Association. So when you count it, he had a loaded team. Tatum was on that team. Holiday, Middleton, Book. That team was JaVale McGee. He had nothing but great talent. Like I said, when KD get great talent around him, he get the job done. How come he can't get the job done when he's him? How come he can't willing the team to go to a championship? Because he can't. He's not that guy, people. He is not that guy.
Yeah, he has a gold medal. He has a gold medal.
Thanks to him.
But in the grand scheme of things, nobody counts. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people foreigners that win gold medals and they get into the Basketball Hall of Fame. But that's not how we rate our players. Right. That's not how we rate NBA players.
Let him go fail and see what would happen, because that would be a huge, big asterisk on his legacy if he had failed to lead our team to a gold medal.
The past 2 years, he had failed. He fell last year. Now he double, triple failed this year. Last year, he was managed to get 3 games. This year, he got 0. He got 0 game, bro. He got swept. I don't know how many times I got to say this. He got swept. And by the way, why are we talking about what he did last year? We got to talk about... We got to talk about what he did this year. This year. That man got swept this year. Ain't nothing to talk about. At the end of the day, he got to win a championship to validate the 2 that he got in Golden State. Period, point blank, end of the story. You know what I'm saying? KD should have kept that team they had. That team that went to the team that went to the playoff without you. They should have kept that team together with Jared Allen as your defender, as Prince and LeVert and Dinwiddie. They should have kept that team together. They could have accomplished something. But they trade a whole team and get James Harden. James Harden didn't do much, and now you fuck. Now you fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, no, man. KD got to win a championship to validate them too, because like Giannis said, man, it's easy to go out there and join, and did your part and win. That's basically what KD did. Whenever he got great talent around him, he get the job done.
Left Golden State, a great situation to get out of Steph's shadow because it was Steph's team.
Okay.
Yeah, you joined Steph's team. Now he has his own team with a guy he selected, or they selected each other, however it came to be.
Okay, so did Kevin bet on the wrong horse because he followed Kyrie to Brooklyn? I think Kevin, from all I read and heard, he wanted to go to the Knicks. Let's put the Mecca back on the map.
Right.
No, Kyrie says we got two max. Well, let's go over here to Brooklyn because I grew up loving the Nets in New Jersey. Okay, let's go. Okay,
Right.
I'll go along with it. And all of a
Another word, that's you telling that KD, that's you telling KD is not the leader. He can't be the leader if you are following a man, another man. KD got talent, leader talent, but he's not the leader. He's a follower. You know what I'm saying? That's what you saying. That's what you basically saying, Skip. He's not the leader.
sudden, Kyrie reveals himself to be a little wacky to start with and a whole lot self-centered because he cares a whole lot more about Kyrie than the basketball team.
Right.
And I think you have concluded that.
Yeah.
It's hard to win with Kyrie behaving the way he has behaved.
Right.
It has been team wrecking because it sent James Harden completely over
Right.
the edge and he quit on the team and won it out. Well, how can Kevin overcome that? Well, he almost did a year ago.
You say he's the best player. I don't want to hear no excuses, Skip. You over here capping now, Skip. You call that man the best player. Now you talking about how could he overcome this and that. He's supposed to overcome this and that. He's the best player. Giannis just overcome Middleton. They went to 7 games, yeah. I still give Giannis more credit than KD. KD went out like a bitch. Got swept. Swept.
Because Kyrie wasn't even there, and James is saying, I got a pulled hamstring. What was wounded, what was injured was his fragile psyche. That's what happened. Any playoff game, all of a sudden, every playoff game, James has got a pulled hamstring.
It always puzzles me and surprises me. People get into relationships and they say, well, I didn't know he or she was like that. How the hell did you not know?
I don't know.
You mean to tell me KD didn't know that Kyrie had these kind of quirks, these kind of mannerisms? He didn't know.
Or James, for that matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at James.
Bro, he knew. He knew when he was in Golden State. He saw all of that unfold. He chose like my grandparents used to say. You chose your bed. You made your bed. You gotta lay it on it. Period. Point blank. End of story. You made your bed. You gotta lay it on it. You create your mess. Now you gotta clean it. Simple. He should have cleaned it by take the Celtics to the 7 game. He didn't. He failed. Like I said, man, outside of Golden State, what have this man done? Nothing. What have he done? Nothing. He have not won a championship. No. Steph did. Steph and the Virgil win another championship. Is Steph really win another championship? How could you tell me you win KD over Steph, bro? How you gonna win KD over Steph?
Playoff record, his history.
But I didn't know. Yeah, listen, I don't care what type of relationship or how long you've been in. They've shown you signs when you were dating. You just chose to overlook those red flags.
That is a fact.
Maybe you were colorblind.
I agree. I agree
And
100%.
Maybe you thought they were white flags.
I agree.
But there are signs there in any relationship that will eventually, that if the relationship ends, that he or she showed you that you just chose to overlook. Skip, KD wanted to leave Golden State. Bob, and remember when they was up on that parade, and Bob Myers said what he said. I said, Skip, he gone. He said, oh no, we gonna keep Steph. We gonna keep him.
I'm going to remind you, you came in here day after day and you said, this is 1-on-5. It's Kevin Durant against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's last year. KD did not face The Bucks this year. That was last year. Why are we still talking about last year? Last year was last year. After professional sport, you gotta renew your resume every year. This year, he got swept. We gotta talk about what he did this year. Oh, we can't because he got swept. He got swept. Y'all, man. I'ma stop this video right there, man. Skip Bayless is really capping. He out here capping, twerking, doing all that. But to validate what Shaq said, yeah, he's gonna have to win a championship on his own to show that, hey, I'm here. If he doesn't win another championship, that just show that, hey, he was a great player and the best team. All he had to do, he joined in the best team. All he had to do is do his part. They won. I wouldn't say he was the driver because he was Draymond. Draymond was the driving of the team. Draymond was the leader. The vocal leader was Draymond, but he was the best player. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Hey, anyway, have a good day. Be blessed, be productive, and see you next time. All right, peace.